What's good, people? Zombie Bless, arriba, abajo, a los dos lados de los 4 puntos cardinales, siempre. Los players de conocimiento. Because today is going to be lit. For real, though, like, today we're going to be talking about live by the sword, die by the sword. And like I always say, you know, never the fake, never the phony. Most of all, never the copycat. Keep it real, keep it true to yourself. Always keep on vibing on the good energies. Always up, always up, always up. Right on. Today, not only about live by the sword and die by the sword, but little testimony as well. Let's start off by, first of all, we got them pears today. Pears with chocolate fudge on top of them. Because remember, we don't chase, we attract. Shout out to all the people around the world, always. Also, we got that vela, which, and light it up. Zombie, bless this today, bless the give me enlightenment, give me clarity, so I can deliver this message on point, right? For whoever needs to hear it, but also with your anointings, bless me, protect me, so that no evil shall prosper against me. And as always, it's not about who needs to hear it, but also who needs to deliver it. Boom, 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 boom. That delivery on point. Right? Yeah. Let's try these pears. See what they up to. Slamming, yo. Slamming, like we slam those demons, like how we slay them. But it's not always talking about the bad entities, like the Judas spirit, the Jezebel spirit, all that, but also we talk about the good. We're gonna refer to it how was because I got the download actually as I was reading the word. The sword that doesn't come back empty. You seen the story of Peter. It says that he was actually the first one to go visit the tomb of Jesus when he resurrected at the 3rd day. Well, we got the feather. The feather was a blessing yesterday. It was a confirmation. Because remember, those birds that you see, those feathers, those are the angels talking, guiding you through the right path. Right? Keep it real, keep in tune. And if you like it, if you've been resonating with my shit, pum, you already know. Hit that notification bell, smash that like button, share, like, do whatever you have to do, whatever you feel like doing. Don't hold back. Keep on spreading the word, keep on spreading the love. Pink lily and bamboo. Let's hit it up. Point two. You know, it really got me that today I was walking around the apartment, right? And I found out because I've been staying with my mom's since I came back from PR. And it says there's the prayer to Saint Jude. Apostle Saint Jude, faithful servant and friend of Jesus. That's the first lie. That's the first illusion. Lord of the difficult and desperate cases. What did he do on that difficult and desperate case? He sold out. He sold out Jesus Christ. It says, pray for me. Make use of that special privilege awarded to you of aiding quickly and noticeably when all hope has been lost. Did he aid the Father? Like, all the time he was hating on the Father on the low key. Yeah, he was giving him advices. But were they advices that were coming from the heart, shedding from the light? Let that sink in. Come to my aid for this great need, so I may receive comfort and help from heaven in all my needs. Make your petition. Amen. Three coins. People use it for money. I'm not gonna light it up. Hell nah. I just brung it over as in like confirmation for someone. It was a confirmation. I mean, I already knew, but it was a confirmation of the topic I was talking about yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks that for money, you know, people sell out other people. Not only that, they do whatever for that money. They have to sell somebody out. If they have to work with your ops, if they have to become one of them in order to get that money, that's what they're really praying for. But you see how the world is flipped upside down, how they try to flip the script on you? Open up. Who are you really opening up the doors for when you light up that candle? But it's whatever though. To each his own. I know my protection. My protection comes from the divine. My protection comes from source. It's like the message. Source. Dome. But where the source live? Somebody. In the heart. Get it? Water is always blessings. Always, 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 always. Switch it up. Today we don't have no tea. Today we have straight up water. Pair halves. Pair halves. Why? Because sometimes in life, yeah, even Jesus and Peter. Peter was the one who gave insight. I mean, Jesus was the one who gave insights to Peter. Peter was the chosen one to actually be the closest with Jesus. Live by the sword, die by the sword. A lot of people take it as eye for an eye. On the physical plane, people got that shit twisted. Now, I'm also going to combine testimony, spiritual, and how does it all link together into one? Because remember, we need to unite, elevate that conscious state of level, elevate that love to one love. Because when you start loving yourself enough, you start sharing love enough. Like what lives inside of you, your thoughts, what you feed your brain with, how you project, how you see yourself, what stems from your heart, that's what's gonna come out of your mouth. If you live in the materialistic world, everything you're gonna talk about is that materialism. If you're a narcissist, what you're gonna talk about is yourself, and they tell you a story, you want to make it 20 times bigger. Oh, your story ain't shit. Check out my story. Yeah. Clean the aura. Always, somebody keep me protected with a bubble of your blessings, of your protection, of your wisdom, your anointings. Because all the grace and the glory is to you, never to me. I wouldn't have been alive. I wouldn't have opened up my eye. What's the first blessing? Chang! Somebody! What's the first blessing? Opening up your eye. So when you open up your third eye, it's also a blessing. But in order to open up that third eye, you gotta work on it. You gotta align yourself. You gotta go deep down within. Start working on your flaws. Start working on your strengths. But mostly on your flaws, though. Yeah, don't let that guard down. But also, work on the strengths. On the weaknesses. Because that's where the enemy's trying to get at you, through that weak point. The story of Peter, right? Not only did he was he the first one to actually go visit the tombstone, but he was the chosen one out of the chosen ones. And what he meant by that is not that it's not an eye for an eye. It's not that, oh, you're going to live by the sword and die by the sword, or live by the gun, die by the gun. Because it's not about violence. It's not about creating chaos. It's not about promoting it. It's about actually the opposite. Not using any weapons against the people who want to use their weapons against you. Killing them with kindness. With the love of the Father. Seeking protection of the Father. Yeah, you want to live by the gun. You want to live by the sword. Die by the sword. But I'm going to live by the sword and die by the sword. In my Father. In my Father's name. Sambi. I'm going to give you a little testimony. Right? I was in PR for 9 months. I went over there to actually claim my part of the inheritance after my physical father died. 2020, October 10th. But I didn't feel ready. I thought I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. You know, I'm not, because I wasn't trying to face my fears. Because I knew the venomous snakes that were out there, 15:15 on the clock. I went to PR. It happened November 2023. What happened in November 2023? I was out here in Florida, and something happened where I seen myself in a bad moment. I had a job and everything, but for speaking the truth, defending my truth and standing and believing on my truth, I got kicked out from where I was at. I wasn't expecting that. That shit was so sudden. I hit up some people that menga, sangre, blood, my own blood, turned their back on me. Okay. I was out in the street. Thanksgiving Day came by. Right before Thanksgiving, like, there was a rainstorm. Lasted for like 5 days. The middle of those 5 days was Thanksgiving Thursday, November 2023. I did not receive a call. I was able to find a roof and a place where, like, I was able to not get that wet, because I still got wet, but all my belongings and everything, the clothes that I had in my bags, my little suitcase and everything that I had with me, I became homeless for like 3 weeks. Coming back to that Thanksgiving Thursday, a day like today's Friday. It's probably another why I brought up the message. they canceled work, they canceled the job for that day because it was raining, it was pouring, and I used to work in the grounds, in the fields, grounds maintenance, and for the city or whatever. But that one day it was canceled. I'm looking at my phone throughout the whole day. I did not receive a phone call from anybody asking if I needed a little shelter, something, whatever. Like, maybe I can't let you inside my house, but I have my car in the parking lot, like, if you want to use that, sleep so you won't get wet. Today's Thanksgiving, we're supposed to, have a feast, celebrate turkey. Confirmation that Thanksgiving Day shouldn't be celebrated. I go to PR. What made me really go to PR? The fact that from my father, last time I was in PR was the week from October 12th to October 17th. His burial was on the 15th. They put him in the funeral on the 12th. I arrived over there the 11th of October, so he dies. The 11th, I'm on a plane. The 12th is the burial. The funeral. 12, 13, 14. The 15th was his burial in Vega Alta. And on the 16th, whatever, and the 17th, early morning, I broke out of PR. So I was scared that I'm gonna go over there, flashback memories. I'm not ready. But if you wait until the moment that you're ready, you will never be ready. What happened within those 2 years, those houses, they were being rented out. Who was renting out those houses? His sister and his brother. People with high authority, high status in PR. They were being lucrative over the money that was supposed to be my money. And on a dream, that dream was so beautiful though. It was like that was Thursday night. It was raining, it was pouring. I had my little casita with my little blanket. I fell asleep. I had a dream. The dream was I met my father in the spiritual world. I didn't meet him, but yeah, I met him. You know what I mean? And he was standing he was sitting on a bench, and I was sitting next to him, like a bench that you see at the park. The wooden ones with the steel on the side and everything. Boom, boom. And we were standing where we were at. The light was beaming right there. He was standing on the side where the light kept on going, and it was like leading a path. And I'm talking to him, but I'm not really talking to him. I'm seeing him just like smiling at me. And when I look to the other side, I see darkness. So I can't really see much. It's the spotlight where we're at. And then it starts fading away into dark. But inside that dark, my grandmother, his mother, she was like where the light and the dark kind of like meet up. She was like, all I could see was like her face coming out the darkness, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really think about it as in oh, she's hiding in the shadows. More like she needs to come out the shadow. She's trying to come out the shadow. She's trying to tell me something. When I woke up, I realized that what the dream was telling me was that I had to bring justice to what was happening in PR. I knew they were stealing money from me. I knew they were pocketing that money. Friday morning comes in. The first thing I do, as soon as that check, as soon as I got that pay from the payroll from work, I booked a flight to PR. It was for 10 o'clock at night. I didn't go to work that day. It was still pouring. It was still raining. You know, 10 o'clock comes. I hop on that plane. I'm on my way to PR. I get to PR Saturday, because the flight got a little delayed. We ended up leaving around here like around 12-ish, midnight. I didn't get to PR until like 3:30, 4 in the morning. I make my way from San Juan to Bayamon. So the first stop that I make is my aunt's house, his sister. Yo, auntie, bam, 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 bam. Mind you, it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm knocking on her window, like, wake the fuck up. She comes out. Well, first of all, she asked from the inside, like, who is it? I'm like, yo, his nephew. She comes out and she's looking at me like, what? Who? Yeah, exactly. What? Who? Yo, but what are you doing over here? What happened? You seen a ghost? I'm supposed to be dead. Because that's what happened when my father died. When my father died, forensics. I was supposed to claim the body, either me or my brother. My uncle, he knows people from the government. He knows people from everywhere. Like, he's like almost like a celebrity in PR. I'm not gonna mention any names because relevant. It was a battle going on between my heart and my brain. My heart was telling me to do so, but my brain was doubting me. Like, oh, what are you doing here? I'm here to claim what's mine, you know? What's yours? What's left of yours? You didn't work for it. You don't deserve it. Why don't I deserve it? That's my father's inheritance. You don't deserve it in any case. So that right there created conflict already. He's like, you can't be here. You can't be here. Leave my house. Leave my house right now, right now, right now. For real, it's like that. Okay. I book. I'm hanging out in Bayamon. I went and copped a little bit of weed. I used to smoke a lot. I'm a heavy weed smoker. Not anymore, though. I've left all that in the past. Sambe, sigue dándome claridad para seguir llevando este mensaje the way it's supposed to be. So, as I'm walking, whatever, I'm doing my thing, and I'm thinking, I'm meditating. In that time, I didn't have as much faith as I have today in my father. I was still in the flesh a lot. So I'm like, damn, did I even make the right choice? Like, so I don't have transportation to go from Bayamon to Vega Alta, which is where my father's buried at. confirmation. And I just seen a black bird fly. Thank you, because I know you're real, Papa. But there's always somebody that's going to want to stitch your lips because they don't want to hear the truth. But aside, the truth is still going to be spread out there somehow, somewhere or another. Do you believe that? Because I believe that, for real. Blessings, not miracles, remember. So, on a piece of cardboard, I write, trying to get to Vega Alta. I'm trying to hitchhike my way to Vega Alta. I had the money to go over there, hop on a taxi and do it. But going to PR and all that stress, that I went through in that moment, like, yo, I feel rejected. They weren't supposed to reject me because all the conversations that I had with them at some point after my father's death and before I got over there, which was mostly my aunt. She used to cry. The pain from my father's death was eating her alive. I served as a vessel to help her, but she didn't want to get help. I'm going through this depression, this, that. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you, of course I am. But when I got over there, it was a whole different vibe. Now she seemed angry. Now she seemed like she wanted to take vengeance. Something has to be done. I could just, and that really struck me. As I'm smoking my blunt, and I'm doing all this, I'm like, my uncle shows up. A fat ass Mercedes. 550. You got bread. Oh, what are you doing here? This and that. Yo, I need to go to my father's grave. My father's grave. I need to see him. You don't have to wait because that's not possible. As a matter of fact, get in the car. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't need to get in your car. Okay, well then this is where you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay at one of the houses. But just know that there's people living there. I don't want you to because I know you're temper. Okay. That's exactly the confirmation that I wanted and I needed. Thank you. I'm gonna go over there. When I got over there, you see, it was 3 houses. One of them had been burned down. That was inside though, made it seem like. And when they collected the insurance check, guess who didn't receive any part of it? Hello. The other house is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom little house. And then the bigger one, 3444, the other one is an hospedaje, which is like an Airbnb. It's a house that has like 9 rooms, 3 bathrooms, big ass house. But mind you, it's an old house too. When I was born, it had been a year since they had bought the house. When I say they, talking about my grandmother, because it was my grandmother's, to be honest. She was a real estate. She owned properties. Not only did she leave lands and houses, but the people who stood after both of their deaths were reaping the benefits. While the rich is getting rich, the poor is getting poor. They were stealing from the poor to pocket themselves, to make their pockets go fat. So I'm staying in the 9-room house. There they had people living already, people paying out rent on a weekly basis, $150 per room. Not all the rooms were rented out, but the 2-bedroom house was rented out. That was another X amount of money monthly. So I'm like, yo, now that I'm here, I'm trying to collect the rent money. First of all, I need the testament papers. I need a copy of that. That's my proof. Once I have that proof, I'm gonna start collecting money. So they started paying money to me. They didn't like that. They started raging out of control. You see, I come from a family of witches and warlocks. I was born with a spiritual blessing, but it wasn't that blessing. I was born with supernatural gifts. All my life, I got hexed into not remembering a lot of my childhood memories, which now I'm starting to unblock. I'm starting to have dreams and visions and insights of everything, and putting the puzzles together, like, why did this happen, this, that, boom, 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 boom. But when I started trying to collect that money, they didn't like it at all. They started sending people out. That's when I started noticing that weird cars would park. People acting like, oh, it's so and so here. You're talking about they don't live here. Or they live here. No, they don't. Who's the owner? I am. No. As a matter of fact, the owner is, no, it's me. I'm there, what you looking for? You looking for a room to rent? No. Or cars would just standing parked in front of the house. So I would ask the people, like, yo, have you seen these cars before? And they'd be like, yo, something's going on, something different, like we've never had. And that's when the paranoia started kicking in. And I'm like, yo, why is this happening? Like, who are these people? The part of the side, the side of the town where I was staying at is hood. So I'm like, okay, it might be because I'm new in town. They want to find out who I am. People from the projects. I don't know. Then I started noticing that people from like the electric, people from cable TV, they would park in front of the house or like little, and look into the house and this and that. Me, I'm fearless. I'm ruthless in life. I would go outside and they went like, yo, you need any help? I'm just here parked underneath a tree. I don't know for some shade. There's a whole bunch of trees and there's a whole bunch of shade on that side of the road. Would you mind moving? This is my house. And I feel uncomfortable with you here. Hold on. Now it's about that time. They knew that if I went to court and open up like a case, that the fraud would come out. Mind you, I'm not that type of person. Nothing with the government, bro. Nothing with the government. I keep it true. I keep it 100. I come from the hood. And if I'm from the hood, why am I gonna be writing statements for the police, for this, for that? I believe in justice, but the real justice, the ones that come from Sambe. Here comes the good part. Live by the sword, die by the sword, right? I didn't have to start doing the same thing they were doing to me. I didn't have to form weapons against them. By me standing and believing on my faith, on the power that I have, bro, why am I gonna walk around with fear? My father walks with me, bro. You're bound and tied up with the devil. I started seeing from another point of view. Yeah, I started falling into a depression. Yeah, I started becoming isolated. At the same time, you know what? If I'm not gonna reap any benefits from my own houses, you're not either. You know what I did? Instead of going to the authorities, hold on, let me close that door. Instead of going to the authorities, I started kicking people out of the house. You got a week to find another place you need to go. That's it. No ifs, no ifs, no buts, no doubt, no doubt. Oh, I'm gonna talk to you all about that. See what they have to say. I don't care, bro. If they don't move, you see these papers? These papers. Testament. They're mine. This house is mine, bro. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And if they want to come up against me, let them come up against me. And if you don't, I'm gonna break in your door. I'm gonna take your shit. I'm gonna throw it out. That's what I started doing. When I did it to the first person, now everybody else has a week to leave and bounce. I kept the household to myself within not even a month. By the end of December, I only left one person. That one person, I ended up kicking her out too. Mind you, I'm not lusting all the time, so it wasn't there for the purpose of. I seen something in her was spiritually bad, was spiritually like connected, you know, like she had a high discernment. She was another witchy witch. But my discernment wasn't really on point. So while I thought, while she was presenting herself as a sheep, she was really a wolf on the inside. She was working for the ops. And while she was smiling in my face, she was stabbing me on my back. Now my aunt, now my uncle, they didn't pass by to see how the fuck I was doing. I'm already over there for like a month. But I started noticing that as soon as we started talking about little insights that I started getting, she would pull up her phone and act like she was doing something on the phone and then put it to her side. Who are you calling? Who's listening to this conversation on the other end? Beep, 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 beep. You're calling my aunt, you're calling my uncle. What are you talking about? I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist, I draw. I'm good at it too. I started drawing. I started putting pieces together in a wall. Faces. Faces that I started to see around the house. That's another topic that I'm gonna get into in a further video up ahead when the time comes around. I kicked her out too. Right after December, January came in. You gotta bounce. Now I have the household to myself. That was, even though the memories, the flashbacks started getting me into a depression. I stopped eating as healthy. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even eating. I started losing weight. By December, I had already lost like 15, 20 pounds. I know about spiritualism because I've always been spiritual, but I was born into a family that blocked my spiritual blessings. But I still believed in my father. I lived by the sword, and I was gonna die by the sword. But the light, not the darkness, not the three-dimensional. That's when I started going into myself. In that isolation mode, this little kitten, an orange kitten, he chose me. He was my companion, he was my friend. Rest in peace, Gato. Rest in peace, little homie, wherever you at. You're one of my guardian angels now. Long story short, is that in the isolation mode, that's when I found myself. That's where I found my real connection with Source. I found out that I was able to heal myself and really transmute all those energies that made me stronger. I had to go out every day and hustle what I had to eat. Walking. I'm in PR. Relatively, it's a lot like New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is close by, a few blocks away, this and that. But it's not about how far or how close the places are. It's about your hustle and your grind. Like, how am I gonna make this work? And I noticed with little shit, for example, oh Jesus, like I'm dying for a cigarette right now. I was walking and I found half a cigarette, and like if somebody just took a few puffs, threw it in the ground, and it lit off by itself. Let me close the window again. No, not now. Let that air to go out. That's when I started noticing that itsy bitsy pieces of faith were starting to give me what I was asking for in the universe. Little things turned into into little blessings, into bigger blessings. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask for food. Yeah, I had to hustle, I had to grind, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. So I started believing even more. I feared that my life was gonna get stolen from me. But every morning when I would wake up, I'd be like, Jesus, today, I'm not asking for any blessings that I don't deserve. Bless me with what I need. Little things. Survival, food. If there's a cigarette, there's a cigarette. If not, then let it be whatever. Blessings just started coming in and my faith became stronger. I started having more insights. I started catching up on people's energy. The more I turn my faith into God, the more I believe, the more I started seeing people doing their thing, their signals, the cars. So I started playing with them. Boom, you think you're following me? I will get next to them. Be like, yo, who's that car you waving to? So I will get next to them and be like, hey, I'm here, yo. You already know. Oh, it's me. It's Anunnaki Lit. You see, I also go by Perla. Anunnaki Lit came in as a vision from Lit, connection with source. No forces formed against me prospered. I started embarrassing people through the grace of my father. The little insights. You know what? Now that I kicked everybody out, now that's when people started coming back again. My aunt started showing up, wanting to know, because now she had no source. She had no source to pick up her info from. I'm being God's assassins now. I'm slaying these demons with the swords. That the zombie was giving me. I became a warrior. I'm walking now. I started walking in life with no fear. The less fear that I had, the stronger I became. Blessings started coming in. Yeah, I wasn't able to find a job because society stamps. Are you on drugs? No, I'm not on drugs. But since I was skinny, since I had to hustle my grind, since I had to do my thing, We'll let you know. Leave your number and we'll call you. Oh, at the end, I became victorious. We were able to sell those houses, but it took 9 months. It was like if I was being on a womb again for that rebirth. At the moment, I didn't understand it. You live life forward, but you can only understand it backwards. When the confirmation came in that the houses were going to be sold, that's when everybody started, hey, you know, this, that. I got my cut off the check because remember it was split between me and my brother. They never let me see my brother's check when the houses got sold. On that foreclosure or whatever, that closure of the houses. My cut was 23 G's. But in order for me to get that money, this is the proposition that they made. Okay, we're going to accept the deal because they were the ones who actually doing all the my aunt, my uncle. It has to be a joint account. Even though the hardships that I went through with my mother, I still believed in her. Nah, I'm not gonna open up a joint account with you because I'm not trying to stay in PR. I'm trying to bounce back to the 407. I spoke with my mother. She's like, yeah, open up the joint account with me and the money's safe with me. Not only did I go to PR and battle all these demons, but also I got stolen from my inheritance money. The same person that I trusted with all my heart was the same person who gave from my money. Not only was my brother's check bigger than mine, they never showed it to me. But when they gave out the check, my mom was the one who actually went to PR to collect my brother's check. And she also collected mine. But I noticed that, you know, because they made it under my mother's name and my name. But my brother's check, I noticed it was with his name and my daughter's name. You see, my father loved my daughter with all passion, with all might. Everything he had. That was his princess. At the time, I didn't think nothing of it. When we got to Florida, things started changing. I paid before coming to Florida, right on that week that I was in PR, that last week after we got the check before we came over here. Mind you, I couldn't really cash that check because the amount was so big, you know, for the bag. So they made my part in 2 checks, one for 17 or 18,000 and the other one for 5,000. Those 5,000s, I was able to cash them in PR and spend the last week in PR. Cool. When I got to, when, first of all, one of the things that I did was I got $1,000 from that check. And I went out there. And all the homeless people that I started seeing, all the drug addicts, people who were homeless, I started blessing them with $20 bills. Yo, here you go. This for you. Yo, here you go. This for you. The first oppressor was my mother. Oh, why are you spending all that money like that? That's your money. Exactly, that's my money. And there's what the Father's telling me to do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help the needy. I took my mom out to eat. I did whatever I had to do. I paid the plane tickets to come back, tally. When my cat needed the paper so he could fly, he needed the vaccines so he could fly. Not only that, but he had gotten into a fight with another cat, and his tail got a wound, started getting infected. The smell of infection started coming out his tail. I was going crazy about my cat, but thank God that check came in. I spent $500 on my cat, antibiotics, medicine, having him fixed, and not neutered because he didn't get neutered, vaccinated, and the papers saying that he was good to fly. We got over here, and that's when the other war started. I had left those demons behind, but the real demons were here. Within the first, I got here on June 16th. By the 21st, my cat, he used to be a homebody, kept them inside the house, the apartment. My cat disappeared out of the blue one night. Where's my cat? Nobody knew. There was like, it was my mother, my daughter. My daughter had a boyfriend, which is not here anymore. And my brother was staying with his girl. Over here at the house at the same time with his kids, because while that week that I was still in PR, my mom sent the check out in the mail like one day to the other. He got his kids. The thing is that my cat disappeared, so I don't know who, what, when, where, why, how. Still kept the mystery, but I know who did it. I know why they did it. Because that cat loved me with all his heart. It was everything I had. But you see, when people start loving me, they start getting in between. That shit can't happen. You gotta hate. If you love them, in PR, I started noticing that if I had one or two friends, all of a sudden they switch lanes on me. They started acting phony. But I would read right through them. Slap in the face. You see, now talking about slapping the face, when my father says, give the other cheek and let it be slapped again, he's not saying that he's dumb, like, you slapped me on this side, now you're going to slap me on their side, and then on their side, on the... Nah. Slap me one time. I'm going to show you the anointings. And then after you reap your karma, and you find out who's who, I'm going to put that other cheek on the other side. Slap me again. Do it. I'm not going to do it because I know exactly what's going to happen. Let that sink in. My cat got lost. I still haven't found him. I know he's dead though. How he died, that's the worst part. Because I have the anointing so I could see. But that doesn't come into the case because it's a real sad story. I don't even think I'm going to post that ever. That's personal, really personal. Rest in peace, your homie. Once again. That's why when the raccoon, I saw it as like the spirit of my cat. What would you have done? Would you left him there? Or would you have helped him? I helped that raccoon, even though he had already been smashed by a car. I picked him up off the street and I put his body to rest in grass. Not only that, I also put a piece of wood, symbolizing the cross. Rest in peace. After that day, so many blessings have been unfolding. The day of the raccoon. It's like if I passed the test out in the realms somewhere. Came to the point where the account, it was a joint account, but guess who had access to the account? Only her. I was not. Even if I went to the bank, I wasn't able to. Yo, give me the password so I could go on my phone, on the app. My money was being restricted from me. I need X amount, I'm gonna give you this amount that I want to give you. How much is there left? Your money is going down quick. You at X amount. I will go in 2-3 days later. Like, I need more money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've chopped down almost $1,500. How? You only gave me, per se, $300 3 days ago. Now I'm down by like $800-900. How is that possible? But then I noticed that somebody else, Cain and Abel, his money nonstop. He was doing all this shit. He bought the fancy ass whip. He did this, he did that. While my money was going down in my account, somebody else's was going up, 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 up. You don't work. Your wife don't work. But yeah, you're living the most luxurious life of your time. While my money's going down, 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 down. The last bit of my funds that were held back from me, they used it to go to PR. At this present moment, they're not here, they're in PR. And with the same people that initiated me, with those same people, they're spending their money. So I won't find out the truth because they see that I'm waking up, that I have been woken up. Now they're going crazy. But that doesn't mean I'm going to drop down to their level and start hexing them. My protection comes from my Father. I meditate all day with him. Sambi. Facts. Now, they're broke. Not only that, the money that they stole from me, able to enjoy it. They were not able to enjoy it. The fancy ass whip that he bought broke down on him. I don't wish bad upon nobody, God knows. But you reap what you sow. It is what it is. My father's not gonna let me in shame, in disgrace, humiliate me, embarrass me. Especially when I'm standing on my faith, and my faith is stronger than ever. Every day that passes by, my faith only gets stronger. Now they're broke. They don't have a car. Somebody hexted a spell on me so I could have an accident in the car that I bought. But my father told me to sell it. Because if I didn't sell it, something else was going to happen. Whether it was going to be that the car was going to break down, whether I was going to have an accident, whether it was whatever. I sold it. I lost on that car, but I won. Because I don't have a car sitting right there, junked out, having to pay insurance, having to see my car and be like, damn, I can't use you, bro. But she said, I gotta pay for your ass. Now his car broke down. The hex that they cursed on, that they tried to put on me, guess who ended up in a car wreck? Yeah, her. It is what it is. I don't feel bad. But Lord have mercy on you and show you his grace and his love. Because you need it. Not only that, they're so fixated on not letting the light come to the truth, or the truth come to light, that they're still working on that full moon. The energies are all around. I'm doing spiritual cleanses, protecting my bubble. I'm protecting my aura. Because I have to. But there's another test. And guess what? At the end, I'm going to come out victorious again. Feel me? Now those people are going crazy. They're broke. They're going crazy. But my father is preparing a feast for me in front of my enemies, in the presence of my enemies. It is what it is. Now they're broke, trying to cast hexes on me. But the same people that use my energy to manifest my destiny, to try to block me from the blessings coming in, are the same people who are reaping their own karma. I use this because I'm a warrior, I'm a ninja. Stab me on my back. What's going on? Every day, I see a blessing unfold. Whether it's that little, it's still a blessing. Now they can't come back to Florida because they don't have any funds. Oh well. Use that money wisely. But only those situations got me stronger to God. 15-15 got me closer to God. Got me closer to Ensambi. And everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a purpose. You know what the next war is going to be here on Earth? The Third World War. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about this. It's going to be a civil war. It's not going to be an army. It's not going to be a battle. It's people turning their back against each other. Because when the truth starts coming out, not my truth, but the truth, it's going to be a riot. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be something else, bro. Y'all ready for that shit? Let that sink in. And the feather, why am I rocking a feather? This feather, I found it yesterday as I was meditating with Source. As I'm walking, I seen it. It was the most beautiful feather ever. The messenger lives in the fountain, in the source. Believe that. Because the end of the time are coming. So I'm meditating at a crossroad, an intersection, should I say. After I found, I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? What's the insight? Remember when you seen yourself this close with death? I was the one who saved you. All those times, I've been the one protecting you. Do you remember when you threw your coconuts on the crossroad? Where did it go? I'm the one who's keeping you 10 steps ahead of your enemies. Don't forget that. I'm like, damn, which direction should I go? Where I was sitting at, in the sidewalk, the direction I was facing, it was going back to my house. Now from the left, sirens, the fire department. People started making way. The fire truck. That's an emergency. He has to get through. I thought he was gonna go straight, like champ. Nah, he actually busted a left, and he went like if I was going to my house. That's where the blessing is at my house. That's where the blessing unfolded at the house. I keep on having dreams. Most of the time I forget my dreams. I wake up and I know I dreamed something, but I can't remember what it is. But I still go back to the house, and it's like, if I'm through the hallway, because it was a long hallway when you enter the house with all the rooms and the bathrooms and all that. But it's almost like if I'm laying, like if I was with the paramedics. You know how in the movies, when they're going into surgery and they're going through a hallway, and the hallway, like the lights are flickering and whatever. Or just like that, most of my dreams. Like, there's people pushing me, which are angels. They're pushing me through the hallway of that house. I never make it to the end. It's like replay, because I keep on saying, and then as I'm going through it. The lights are flickering, but they turn off once I pass. And then the next one comes on, and same thing over and over and over. But it's like, it doesn't end, it never ends. I never reach to the other side. I know I'm still in that process. But the angels are walking with me, and they're pushing me, and they're showing me the light out of the darkness. Remember the dream I had at the beginning? Remember the one I told you? God still, zombie keeps on working in so many mysterious ways. The light, the sun just came out, beamed again. I don't lie. Never the fake, never the phony, but never the copycat. Let's keep it at 100, peeps. 121 on the clock. I know I've been talking for a minute, but I had to get that one on my chest. Have a safe day. Stay blessed, and you already know. Huge shout out to the world. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, comment, share. Do what you have to do. And remember, my Father is not just the light. It's not just the truth. It's not just the way. It's a movement. The movement will be real. Expect that.